8K. Ooh, hold on. Let's see if we could get. Let's see if my guy is available. Top of the morning. Top of the morning. It is early. It is early. We're running 800 things at one time.
Hey, how's it going?
Man, top of the top, Mike. How we doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Good, man. Good, bro. Look, glad, man, for you to finally, take the time out. I see you back from the best coast. Now you back home, and I know I just got off the phone with my folks a minute ago. I know it's inches out there. It's that snow coming.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
snow coming. Yeah,
yeah, man.
it already
You,
came. It already came. It's gone a little bit though.
that's why I told my daddy don't leave the house.
No,
I said, look, man, you ain't got to go to Anderson. You ain't got to go to Muncie. You ain't got to go nowhere. Just sit in the house.
nah, yeah.
You it's too cold, man. So what's it like, man, being back home?
Oh, it's good. I mean, it's good to be around like some love, like your family, like genuine love. Just being around your people. That's the best part about it, and just seeing all like your friends and stuff, and just kicking and hanging and going back to see everybody that's been there with you from the start for the most part.
Good, man. Good. For those who are new and the under initiated or uninitiated, this is my fam, brother Mike Jerrell, the pride of Pike. Got to know Mike on I'ma still call it Twitter because I'm old. I got coworkers who call me Unc, so I feel like my
Yeah,
knees hurt when they speak to me. So I'm calling it Twitter. I'm not calling it X. I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, man, connected with Mike off of X and realized a lot of our folks around the same area, real Naptown representative. And yeah, man, wanted to speak to him just on real quick, man, on because I thought his origin story, his people say villain origin story, but I knew before the draft. I said this a kid who the disrespect gonna become respect real fast when
yeah.
that draft comes. Yeah, man. So tell anybody, man, who uninitiated, tell them about yourself, man.
Well, shoot, I'm Mike Jerrell, born in Indianapolis, Indiana. Went to Pike High School. Um, Graduated from the University of Findlay. Spent 6 years there, and just got drafted to the Seattle Seahawks this past year. I was under recruit out of high school. Um, didn't have many offers, only Division II offers. Ultimately, decided to go to Findlay, just because that's my family out there. I love Findlay, so and my people.
Good, man. So the way me and you connected was my father, and I know my dad will go back and watch this. I actually had to cover up my shirt. I had the op shirt on. I got all the Ball State gear because
Oh
my
yeah,
old man, yeah,
yeah.
my old man got out of there. Got out the Navy, went to Ball State. So
Mhm.
yeah, man. I remember asking you because we connected on the fact. I said, how did a kid who was your size, your ability, your talent, all of this, how somehow did every like local school, like state, Ball State, even anybody in the MAC, how did they miss you? And you told me the story of the weight room.
Yeah, weight room. Yeah, so we was in the weight room. I remember like it was yesterday. Weight room, 7 period APC. Every we have coaches come in there and they stop by. But this time Ball State in particular stopped by, and I remember white dude walked in there. Like he with a serious look at his clipboard and stuff, writing his notes and stuff and all that. And
Serious look
like
with the clipboard.
they, yeah, it was after the season too, so they was like after the season, so they was trying to like recruiting, and they was coming in for recruiting, and like my head coach, I just had a season. I mean, I had like FCS schools, come and calling, like showing heavy interest, and he's trying to push me like, hey, like that you should check him out right there, like that's a guy right there. He going and he
Mm,
and the scout was like, nah, we're done, we're done with the class 2018, we're moving on, and that was that, and then, the rest is history from there. So it's like I was like, dang, shoot, looking back on it, I mean, hopefully it was a decision they regretted to do. I mean, hopefully it was a decision they regretted. So, I
yeah,
mean,
I mean, I still got some people who ties to Ball State, and I informed some of the family out there. I said, yeah, man, one of the younger cats who I know just got drafted. I said, yeah, man, great story, and I'm telling them. And one of my cousins Googled you, and he said, I ain't nothing but Ball State. I said, you got to listen to him tell the story. I said, he could have been. I said, like Drew Ski said, could have been records, could have been college.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, man, you out there go from all of that and excel at Findlay, all state, D2, all American. And I like your story because it really was on some roles that grew from concrete. Like the kid
Yeah.
who came into the gym, and like you said, it felt just like yesterday.
Yeah.
Like that feeling still sit there. Like that chip, is it really a chip on the shoulder, or did you just always know I'm going to make it?
I mean, I'd say like, I mean, at some point, like when you don't go D1, then you look at all your peers. I mean, like when you kind of like small minded, like in high school. I say initially, like in high school, coming in my like high school, I would say like when the offers and D1 offers wasn't coming, like I just wanted to go play college football and get a degree. Like that's what I thought my like. I mean, obviously I wanted to be a professional athlete, but it's like, shoot, I thought the dream was dang near over because it's like D1 or die at that point. You know what I mean? Like if you don't go
Yeah,
D1, you ain't going nowhere. So, but then like once Division II schools started like reaching out to me like Grand Valley and stuff, and I'm starting looking up dudes like Matt Judon. I think his dude named Brandon Carr. I think that was his name. He went to
yeah,
Grand
Brandon
Valley.
Carr.
I think it's Nate Washington from Tiffin, and then dudes from my school, Harold Jones Forte. I'm like, okay, like these are dudes that and these coaches are coming here telling me their stories and telling me like similar stories, like under recruited out of high school their senior year, didn't have to wait, didn't have this, didn't have that, or just went to a small high school, goes to the Tiffins, the Grand Valleys, the Findlays, and then next thing you know, 4 to 6 years later, they're in the NFL. So it's like once they put that out for me, then they laid the blueprint out for me. I was like, okay. Then it started becoming believable, like my freshman year, and just I still remember like my first my first fall camp, and I just remember going there, and like at the time we had um receiver Jason Moore. He ended up getting picked up by the Chargers,
Yeah.
and watching him go through his process, and they told me like you can be that, like you can be
Mm.
like that. That's gonna be you next, and then teams coming in. I remember when the Seahawks came in my freshman year, and my coach was like, "Yeah, he's an indie guy. Like that's an indie guy right there." And then like
Mm.
some years come down the line, the same Seahawk guy still coming through, and then we talking to each other, and like we got mutual ties. Like his godmother was a teacher at my school and coached girls basketball. And knew me and my brother. Like
Small,
it's like everything came full
small
circle.
man, small world. The importance of those relationships.
Yeah, small world. Yeah, like it's so crazy. I don't know. Like I feel like for a second, like just the little things like you don't even peep in high school. Like I remember my senior year when I committed to Findlay, my head coach sitting in the principal office. I was just sitting there just getting something from the principal. He said, and he was like, "Yeah, he gonna go to Findlay." Yeah, he said in a couple years. Shoot, I think my coach was a Chicago Bear fan. He was like, "Yeah, he gonna get picked up, get drafted by Chicago Bears." Senior year, Chicago Bears sending two
Man,
scouts, two scouts to come look at me. I'm like, dang, like so it's like things started to come full circle. I'm like it was kind of manifested by other people, and then it just became part of my story. So it was like yeah,
it's man, you never know, man. The fact that from that connection, that same exact scout coming back, your coach. I mean, but you had the people around you who were
hmm
believing in you. And I
yeah,
mean, yeah, you could. I've had the chance to do some charity work with Grover Stewart, and
hmm
he out there playing it, playing for the cause. And I remember asking a random question. I said, "Man, I said, how did believe he was down at Fort Valley or Albany, one of the D2 HBCUs?" And I remember just quick hit on the question, going, how did they miss you like coming out of high school? And it was similar. He said, man, I just did, body type wise. They, I was kind of looked over, and this person was at this school, and this person there. And it was almost the instance of they were coming to see other players who he was playing, other teammates, and he kind of got lost in the shuffle and just said, "Look, man, it was the same mindset. Like I could go and I
yeah,
could really just ball, go to a D2 school, be somebody in my family who gets a degree, go do community work, and maybe I'll get a bag, maybe in the NFL." But he said, I got lost in the shuffle amongst all of the recruiting. I mean, even in that process, like for if you could give advice for like these younger kids now who are going through, uh, I got a young kid, young relative out in LA. The long story short on him, he was city player of the year, city section player of the year, all the all-star games, running back, undersized.
Mm-hmm.
Now he got a teammate who's 4-star going to SMU and as an edge rusher. And somehow, I'm trying to keep him encouraged by telling him, hey, look, man, yeah, it's Utah Tech. Okay, look, man, yeah, it's Morehouse. Yeah, it's Clark Atlanta. Yeah, it's Minot. But it's an opportunity for you to go out there and grind and to build. And for him, he's not seeing it. How did you stay encouraged, even coming out of high school? Like being like, yo, like it's gonna be there for me.
Yes, for me, like I was just I was just setting intermediate goals for myself. So I was like, so when I got to school, like for me, I just wanted to play on the field. Like I wasn't even thinking long term like that. Like because you can't think long term because
Right,
what I've learned is like you just don't know. Like and then my cousin said it best to me. He said the NFL is anybody can make it to the NFL if it's just the perfect time. But sometimes like
right,
you behind, or sometimes you just ahead of your time, or like and they not looking at that right now. Like it just you NFL is just perfect timing from what I've kind of like gathered. Like you get in at the right time. Like that's why you see guys go from last year they wouldn't even thought about being a seventh round draft pick last year, and then this year they're a first round draft pick. It's all
right,
about timing. Like you know what I'm saying. So like I would just say like just bro, just I wouldn't even worry about the league because the league's gonna be there. The league wants you, they gonna come find you. I would just
right,
worry about man getting to a college and just being the best college athlete I possibly can be on and off the field. Like academic All American. I play with academic All Americans and on the field All Americans.
right.
Like you be one of them, bro. Like that turns scouts' heads. Like, oh, he's a student. He's an excellent student. He's smart and he's a good player on the field. Like we need to bring him in and see what he got. Like just stuff like that. Just keep. That's my advice. Just set intermediate goals for yourself, and you get to school. Like man, my freshman year, I want to start, or I want to be on the bus, or I want to make all conference. I want to win freshman player of the year of my conference. Like set intermediate goals, and then at the end of your college career, you're gonna have a decorated college career, and an NFL team is gonna take a look at you, whether that's inviting you into a rookie mini camp, tryout, or like UDFA, or shoot, even a draft pick. It don't matter where you come from. You just need opportunity just to showcase you. You just need film, and let the
Right.
rest take for you.
And I think the film part, and I like the fact you said intermediate goals. I try to younger kids and dudes who I mentor, where they say, man, I had this big dream, I had this. I say, look, man, you could get the big dream accomplished, but like your goal every day should be to get consistent victories. Like find something small
Yeah,
that you could accomplish and build, get every little win that you could get and build it to the greater one. I like even the fact you said getting tape, being academic. I remember kid from the neighborhood way back in the day. Like this gonna make me sound old, and you sound real young. We had a kid we grew up under us by the name of Hayes Pillard. You Google Hayes and this all of his USC highlights, and playing with at the end of like Brian Cushing and all of these NFL dudes. And Hayes will tell you like he never really was like, oh, I'm gonna be in the NFL. But he said, I just want to be somebody. He said, if I could go to USC after his pops died, goes to USC, and he said, if I could just be dope academically and really just play and enjoy my time at USC, if I never touch an NFL field, like it's cool because I've accomplished so much, like, for my father, for my mother. And in like his 5, 6 years in the league, now he's doing everything else. And he's like, probably my greatest investment was the investment I put into actually learning, going into class, not taking, I mean, you were there, not taking he referred to them as like a hand you degree. Like, let me go in here and actually get something where just in case there's a chance that this doesn't go, I have something else to fall back on in those relationships and those bonds.
yeah.
So yeah,
And that was like the thing in my household. Like my mom, and my father, we never talked. I mean, like the NFL, like oh yeah, like professional athlete, like you know what I'm saying. We talked about like yeah, it's a dream, but
right.
bro, go get an education, bro. Like go pay for school. Like I can't pay for school. Like my dad told me straight up. He said, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I can't pay for you to go to college. Like
Pop kept
and
it
I knew
big. He
my
said,
mom. Man,
yeah,
what?
he was like, hey, look here, brother. It'd be like if Central State call, you going to Central State. Like you going if they paying, You staying.
Nah, for real, and that's what it was. Like, bro, like you gonna go where they gonna pay for your school, and that's like and my mom, like she giving me that look, like, yeah, like I can't pay for you to go to school. Like you gonna have to figure this out. Like it's either you gonna, I mean, like if things can't help, they'll probably try to help, but like at the end
Right.
of the day, it was on me. It was like, hey, bro, you gonna go earn you a scholarship, go figure out something. Like we paying for all this AAU and all for you to do all this. Like this is to help you earn a scholarship. I mean, you enjoy doing it, but this is like to help you get to school. And I mean, I
Right.
had good grades and stuff too, so like
Right.
I
I
was
mean,
gonna be fine regardless.
yeah. I mean, you was at Pike, man. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
knock the other schools, but I done had too many cousins who graduated Pike. They like, yeah, they own you.
yeah,
They own you. They
yeah.
they own
You
you
gonna
by
be
them
on.
grades.
Yeah, they don't play that.
Yeah.
You'll be
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
some grades get
Nah.
low.
Nah.
So yeah, so it was like, bro, you gonna get, it's gonna be either in that classroom or it's gonna be in that on that field, and like they ain't never have to. My parents ain't never have to push me to do any work hard in the class. Like I did my own homework.
Right.
They never helped me with my homework. I never asked for help from anybody with my homework, but my teachers maybe. Uh, on the field, like they just took me to practice. I put in the work. If I want to do some extra stuff, I went out and did it on my own. I ain't never had to have any of those. I was just self motivated. I've been self motivated really my whole life. So it's like, you know, and I've had great examples from brothers, and
That's awesome, man.
watching them go through it. And I'm like, yeah, this is okay. This is how you do it. And then they tell me where they messed up at. Okay, this is what you shouldn't do. And so I'm building all that and learning, just putting it into myself, and this just, you know, it helped me get to where I am, to be honest. So
Having that legacy of people who kind of experienced it, and people who was, it's a blessing to have folk who freely give up game,
yeah,
freely give up advice, and you ain't got to pride for them. Especially, I always notice, somebody like you had, like you said, you had to want to,
yeah.
you had to want to. So somebody will gladly go, hey, listen, man, this is, I could pour right into him because I know bro ain't gonna waste it.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna take this and run with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's so from Pike to Finley to, because I remember watching day 2 of the draft and I was like, all right, man, my folks gonna be in here, and then day 2 didn't go. I was like, all right, hold up, somebody fumbling. Wait a minute, what's going on here? And
Yeah.
then came around and I sat up and I looked and I'm like, all right, he not on the availability boards. I was telling the coworker, I was like, hey man, somebody, I'm biased. I wanted you to go to Baltimore. I'm biased individual. I was like, look, man, get him out there with 8 and 22 so he could re-up and get paid like all these other guards, so he could be out here like Ben Cleveland and all of these other linemen who be out here playing in front of Lamar. I said, man, get my folk up here so they could, line everybody up, get everybody
Yeah.
moved over there to Carmel. Uh,
Yeah. Man, it's crazy because I didn't when the draft came, I had got a package from the Ravens. I was like, oh, okay, man. I was like, package. They sent me a bunch of gear and stuff. I was like, oh, maybe I'm going to Baltimore. I didn't know where I was gonna go. I was like, okay, they sent me a little care package.
he was
I'm like, dang.
that boy was ready. He was like, this is what's this sitting up like Defense Carter meme. I used to pray for times like this.
Nah, for real. Yeah, you should wait for times like this.
Yeah, man. So Seattle, the transition of going through, man, and specifically where you were drafted. Like I tell people I spent all my summers in the Midwest, Anderson, Terre Haute, Muncie, Toledo, out in Galleon and Mansfield. Like I really spent summers in the Midwest, but I'm an LA kid. So I tell people my football story was I remember going on the kickoff return. Like I knew I was gonna be an NAIA JUCO kid. Going off on the kickoff return, a buddy of mine who went to Idaho State, he got shook. Another buddy of mine who went to Oregon State, he got shook. Another kid who went to San Diego, he got shook. And then there was me, we got shook. And the dude who ran back for the kickoff is now the head coach of Delaware State University. And Deshaun Jackson.
Sean Jackson, I was
Yeah,
gonna say
and
the
we
same stuff.
knew, we knew, like
Yeah.
we stayed in contact with him. We know Coach Travis, and it just was like it was wild to go. Hey, look, man, that's a pro. Like we gonna be great mentors and community people and fathers. That brother there, he about to go get a bag. Like he's going to get it. So, but seeing him go second round and everybody knowing this is a pro, going to that spot, man, what was the work and the grind? Because you're a self-starter, you're a self-motivator, you're somebody who you didn't need to be pushed. You had that want to, that quote unquote dog mentality. What was it like going in drafted where you were, and the kind of the another level of unexpected what's about to happen. Because I mean, you've now one season into the business. Folk don't, everybody isn't, everybody's not gonna make it. I know a lot of dudes who are great coaches who've been cut.
Mm-hmm.
What was like the mindset of going into the preseason and camps, OTAs, and then through the season? Like, did your mindset ever change from let me just be Big Mike, the same Mike I've been? Or what shifted, if anything?
Yeah, I mean, I would say yeah, like being the same person, like wanting to work hard and stuff like that. But like also knew I couldn't. I mean, obviously I knew I couldn't do some of the same stuff I was doing in college. Like some of the stuff I was doing in college wasn't gonna work. Like you just got to change like little habits in your game, like habits off the field, like film habits and stuff like that. Like watch a little bit more film. Like, okay, you watch a little film in college, watch a little bit more. Like do a little bit of that. Uh, it is going into a new. I was going into a new system too, so I was just having to be on like pins and needles, like making sure I knew everything, just staying up to date with everything. But my mindset never shifted of like it was just being myself, just realizing that I just can't do just have better habits. I'll say that's what changed from just have better habits. Uh, yeah.
What was the because my partner lied to me, and I told him, I said your videos on YouTube. I said you can't lie. I said you know what your welcome to the NFL moment was. I said it's on YouTube, bro. So I was like, you can't lie to us. I said we could literally Google it. What was the moment when you were like you stepped onto the field and it all really hit you of like all of the work, the hours, the money your mom and your daddy put in on that AAU that now they blessed to be able to get back on the return, because I'm pretty sure they wouldn't ask you for nothing, but you was like, hey, man, for that AAU, here y'all go. I'm going to drop
Yeah,
some of y'all account real fast.
yeah, we gotta get there. Yeah, man, I ain't got the bread yet, but we
Yeah,
go I'll make sure they gonna be all right.
yeah.
They
I
gonna be
mean, the
good. Yeah.
the first, everybody who I've known who's rather they play one season, 2 or 10, all of my partners from the neighborhood who play, they say, look, man, the best advice I'll ask them when they go and mentor kids, they, oh man, what'd you buy? And all these interviews go, what's the first thing you buy? And I'm like, man, I say, y'all don't know how cheap most of these dudes are. I'm like, y'all be seeing Instagram. I'm like, these is dudes who I hang with. These cats ain't pulling their card out to pay for dinner.
Nah,
They
we
looking at you like, hey man, we I'm like, oh bro, it's like my first contract. I'm not buying nothing.
my
Like,
people, boy, my people like they cheat for me. Like my people, it's crazy because like my mom, my dad, they be like, bro, you don't need to spend that. Like they kind of look at me sideways if I tell them I spent some money on like I they like what, bro? Like nah, bro, like hey, bro, save your money and all that, and like, and I be trying to like hand them money, and they be
nah,
like, nah, bro, you work for that, like that's your money, you work for it. I mean, if I ever need it, but nah, you
man,
work for that. I don't need it right
that,
now. So
that's
that's
a
how they treat me.
that's a dope man. And that's a dope support system to be able to know, even though, and I mean, I applaud you for being real enough to be like, it's not there yet. But we know after that the second contract, it's done. That's what everybody's told me. They say your first one, you don't really spend money. You don't. They said if you do, hard to recoup. But they said that first contract, you kind of sit back. They said when that second one come through, all right. I remember asking somebody, I said, "What'd you do in your second contract?" He was like, "Oh, bro, it was crazy." He was like, "Man, I was riding around Compton. I was riding around Compton in Lambo." I was like, "You riding around Compton Lambo with all the red lights we got? Like, what was the need of you having a Lambo?" And
Yeah,
you like, you can't even Lambo.
nah,
I was like, you can't even land. I said, you can't even land one Compton. I said, it's the reason everybody on the coast drive a big truck and not a Porsche. You're done crazy. I'm like, man, you see that snow out
yeah,
there? You want that salt? You want that salt eating the bottom of your Wraith up? What you?
you ain't driving no Lambo out here. I mean, you ain't driving a Lambo in Indiana. That's
Nah.
that's 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 a no go. Seattle, yeah, you can get away with a Lamborghini in Seattle. I be seeing it's crazy because there's so much money out there. Like I see a lot of it. Like you'll see Ferraris, Lamborghinis, like McLarens and stuff around town, Rolls Royces. I'm like, dang, it's some money out there in Seattle. So yeah, I'm trying to get
that
like them.
that Starbucks bag is that Starbucks IBM Microsoft bag is something serious.
Yeah, it's real.
Something for real, man. Shoot, man. Mike, man, greatly appreciate it, bro. I'm gonna let you get back to it because I know now, even though season's over, what are you about to do during the off season outside of, post up. I know you're gonna hang with the fan for a little bit. When do you get back? When do you plan on getting back into the grind of the off season training and all of that? Because I'm pretty sure it shifted from college, being Finley, the class schedule, having that absolute structure of from here to here. I'm at this building. I'm at this. I grab lunch. It's practice. Now, how have you found again as somebody self starter? Ain't nobody got to tell you. You just gonna do it. When do you get back into that mode of, all right, man, rookie season's over. I need to be prepared for this coming season for the competition and to be able to haze the new dudes who just came in.
Yeah. Shoot, I kind of got back to it a little bit, just like doing like, I can't sit around. So you know what I'm saying? I can't sit around too long. I kind of get weird about myself just sitting around because I'm so used to be doing something. I took a week off of just chilling, relaxing, travel, like getting back home and stuff, and then as of recently just doing little lifts to maintain like some strength. Nothing too crazy, just stuff that feel good to the body, nothing too taxing on the body. But I've been getting back to it already, and I'm gonna hit it harder in the pause.
Pause.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm
No
a,
question.
I'm gonna get
Yeah.
I'm gonna get into full swing in February though. Right now I'm just doing like little lifts, just
Yeah.
like just to flush the system, like to keep getting moving, because you don't want to go into your first workouts and training session just
Beat.
be
Beat.
yeah, just feeling this or just feeling sloppy. I don't want to feel
Yeah.
sloppy. I want to feel all right. So I'm about to hit it hard in February.
Good, man. Well, man, greatly appreciate the time, fam. Tell mom and pops blessings, man. Continue to keep them encouraged. Yeah, man. Don't enjoy the time back home, but yeah, get up out of there for that snow, man. You on the best coast now. You
Yeah,
ain't no snow. It rain, it
yeah.
rain, it rain, but at least it ain't no
Nah,
snow.
for real, yeah, yeah. I can't do it. I've been ducking the snow for a year, man. Coming back to that,
Now,
man, I was not feeling
man,
it at all.
bro, you hit the jet bridge. Believe I go up there. I hit the jet bridge. I go see my parents. I get in the Nap Airport. I be like, ah.
Yeah,
Be like,
yeah,
what's wrong, man? It's single digits here. That's what's wrong. Be like,
yeah.
it's single digits and it ain't snow.
Yeah, I done got up out of Indiana. I'm in Miami
Man,
now. We good.
that's listen.
Yeah,
Man, yeah, enjoy, man, down there with the rest of the snowbirds. But yeah, bro, I'll stay in touch, man. Good luck during the off season, man, and appreciate the time. God bless you. Yeah. Talk soon, Big Mike. Talk soon.
appreciate you. Thank you.
Always, bro. All right, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Give me a follow. Glad to have my boy Big Mike on. Always glad to see family come through with support. But yeah, like, follow, subscribe, all of that. Augustus C. Foster, Leaders and Legacy Podcast. This is episode 1. So thank you all. All the Seahawks fans, thank you for watching. Still, go flock, go for the Ravens. God bless.